So he's talking about how we're standing for the national anthem, but it was just a couple of days ago we brought you the story of a selectman from Haddam, Connecticut, a guy by the name of Larry Maggi. He was shocked that 2 weeks ago at one of their regular meetings, a Democrat by the name of Melissa Schlag took a knee during the Pledge of Allegiance. That was in July 16th. Well, last night they had another meeting. What happened? Let's take you back to Haddam, Connecticut.
They were booing him. They got yelled at.
Did you see the girl in the back? She came around the table to see if her colleague was going to.
The cameras everywhere. They also had veterans in the audience just scream at her to stand up, telling their personal stories and how offended they are. It doesn't seem to bother her. She's against the flag and the Pledge of Allegiance in particular.
Well, in particular, she's against Donald Trump. We have some of the reaction from some of the people who were there last night. Let's play some of that.
What are you thinking when you kneel down to the sacred Pledge of Allegiance, that what those people died for gives you the right to do that and disrespect them? I think it was great.
I wholeheartedly respect your right to protest. If that's what you would like to do that on your own time.
Kneel and turn your back on that flag. You turned it on half of this town.
A lot of the folks in Haddam would like to see her resign. She has said she would not.
Yeah, she has no plans to seek a higher office, she says. She has received harassment and threats over her protest and calls for her resignation.
So is this about freedom or is this about disrespect? Tommy Lahren is a contributor, up early for us or out late, we're not sure. Tommy, what's your reaction to the reaction? The reaction I find heartening.
Well, the citizens of that town really said it better than I ever could, and you could see their emotion, you could see their patriotism, which is something that I personally love to see. I think what she's doing is disrespectful. I think also we have to remember that just because she has the right doesn't make her right. And it also doesn't mean that she's going to be shielded from criticism. She's choosing to do this. She's choosing to disrespect the flag. Clearly, veterans in the crowd feel that she's disrespecting them, and she deserves to be called out for it.
It's hard really to watch this, in my personal opinion. We've been watching all of the remains that are in caskets coming home to America. Families have been without their loved ones. They made the ultimate sacrifice. We had a guy on the show the other day who said he didn't see his dad after he was 4 years old because he was missing in action. And dad never came home. Doesn't have answers. So, I mean, when you hear these stories and then you see people kneeling for the flag, knowing what our servicemen and women have done for this country, I mean, to me, it's just so sad.
It's sad and it's really disheartening. I think you hit the nail on the head there, because we have so many Americans that have fought and died for this country. And it just shows that there are some, usually on the Democratic side of the aisle, that their disdain for this president is greater than their love for this country. And I think we need to remember that whatever their issue is with this president, whatever their issue is with this administration or Republicans or Trump supporters, it shouldn't trump, if you will, their love of this country and their respect for those who have fought and died for this country. Why that has become something the Democrats have embraced is beyond me. I don't understand it. Why is patriotism not something that all Americans believe in? You can dislike this president and his administration. You can also use the other 23 hours and 58 minutes in the day to show that disdain for this president and this administration. You don't have to use the anthem. You don't have to use the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, the fellow who is right behind her, who we had on the show about a week ago, Larry Maggi, he said, first of all, that's him right there in the solid green shirt behind with the hand over the heart right there. He said he was so shocked that she had done it, he kind of lost his place in the Pledge of Allegiance. Fast forward, he told us on our air that apparently she's been doing this for a while, and in fact, while this is the first month or so that she's taken a knee, she has removed flags from different events, the American flag and I believe the Connecticut flag as well. Meanwhile, here's her reaction to the folks in the audience calling her out. Listen to this. So the town doesn't like it, but it's fascist and racist, she says.
Well, I think that it's interesting that somebody who's choosing to represent her town and her citizens has such disdain for her town, her citizens, and this country. At the end of the day, if she's removing American flags, if she's kneeling for the Pledge of Allegiance, she has disrespect for the stars and the stripes, why is she choosing to represent her city, her town, her country as an elected official. That's what I don't understand. If she doesn't like it so much, if she has so much disdain for the country in which she lives, why doesn't she just leave? Like the rest of the anti-Trump crowd that had promised to move. I mean, she's just another one. It's really interesting when you look at this debate and you look at this ongoing protesting. It just goes to show that even the people that claim to hate this country refuse to leave it. So it must be a pretty great one, right?
Right. Or they could do what California's doing and try to secede. Would you know about?
For a long time.
Give half the state they're talking about to the American Indian nation, and then begin secession noises.
That's welcome to California, right?
Those are your people.
That's where she's broadcasting from right now. Tomi Lahren, thank you very much for joining us on this Wednesday.